Hey you guys, so I'm doing a video outside today to change it about. I know you all been waiting on updates and everything from me, and I will apologize for all the noise in the background. I do live in a city, so you'll hear all sorts of noises from trucks and everything. I do apologize, I really do. Anyways, so I did just release a book for my husband, Larry, as we all know. We did his version of our love story. Now, fair warning, it's more about his travels and what he did before we got together, and then, not to spoil too much of it, it was also about our breakup that he assumed was. It was actually, I will put this in perspective of our life. It was more of taking a break from one another because our relationship crashed. And by that, you're probably wondering why it crashed back then. Well, not only was I bothered by the lesbian community for not being with a woman. Don't get me wrong, I was with a few. Even during our breakup, I had a few girlfriends, not very many. But they never seemed to hold a candle to what I have for Larry, which a lot of my friends took note of. And that's where I give my friends a lot of credit for pointing out how much I do really love Larry. I love him with all my heart. But where there wasn't much description in both of our books of why we had to separate, it was because of the fact that when he was with AWP, as I described in my part, we didn't bond. We lost our bond 3 years into our relationship. It fell apart. He ran after he got help. He ran after we finally got married. We're not legally married, but yeah, we've been together long enough, we're considered married. And it's the fact that no matter how much I love him, no matter how much effort I put into us being together, he thought I was a materialistic woman. A lot of guys assume that because I'm from Florida and I act preppy. I'm not gonna lie. Even though I lived a poor and horrible life, well, okay, my parents didn't give us a horrible life. It was just the fact we were raised poor. We were raised where it was tough, where we barely had water some months, where we barely had food to survive. My parents made sure to feed us kids. My parents made sure of that day in and day out. But sometimes they went hungry. Now, if you understand that kind of poor, I understand it myself, okay? He doesn't understand that. As for the fact that, as much as I appreciate my father-in-law and the fact that he had finally apologized for everything that went down when we were down there last due to my mother-in-law, God rest her soul, Allison, we do miss you. It's the fact that he believed I needed materials to make me happy. He believed that I needed to have a silver spoon. I didn't grow up that way. I'll never have that personality. Now, if you're wondering if his version is going to be any different than mine, yes, mine's the shorter version. For those that have already read it, I appreciate it. For those that are picking his up, LWSJ85 or aka Larry Serber Jr., sorry, I can't help say it in the way that I do. You can find it under my author name. It's not exactly settled on Goodreads. I'm not sure why it's not showing up. I did put a rating on it on my part, so you may have to go through my books to get it, since I am an avid reader. But that's just a fair warning. But I want you all to know that even though me and him didn't discuss our downfall for 2022, 2023 was lack of communication. Yes, I protected that man. I protect him with all my heart and soul. I'll protect him for the rest of my life. Even if he can't protect me, I'll protect him. I'll teach him life lessons that he didn't get to see. And we have been doing that for quite a while now, actually quite a few years. When we were without power, that was a hard one for him. When we were without water was the worst. He hated it. He hated it. His dad, I don't regret the way his dad raised him. His dad raised him to be a smart and wise man. But the silver spoon part is what still gets me. Because we both lived in the poor side of town. We were raised in the poor side of Citrus County. If you've been down there, you would know what part of poor county I'm talking about. But his dad, bless his heart, Larry Sr., I do love you. You're a great man. But you didn't teach what he needed to be taught, which was hard lessons. And now it's following him into adulthood. Do I fault him for that? No. Because, granted, my man had an easy life. He's been sailing through. Even when he was single, he was sailing through. But since his parents separated, he didn't learn about the hardships of communication. He didn't learn the hardships of how a relationship's supposed to be. So our relationship has had its faults. I'm not gonna lie. Even for 11 years together, nearly. By next year. Yeah. I believe we're nearly at 11 years. I believe. I'm sorry, I've lost track of years. We've been together for so long, it feels like forever in my eyes. Because that's how serious I've been with him. So it wasn't just my sexuality that was an issue. It wasn't the fault of my career. It wasn't the fault of anything or anyone. It was the fact that we lost ourselves in our way of life. I lost myself to the lesbian community because of what they expected of me. And the only one that personally there's only a few people that personally know why I live the life I live. And I'm not going to tell that to the world. I don't want to spill that out. But I will say this. If you've read my books, you know the reason. I shouldn't have to explain myself. I shouldn't have to tell the world why I chose a man over a woman all these years. I shouldn't have to explain myself, and I never will. I've quit. If you can't understand why I lived the life I lived, then you don't need to know everything about me. If you aren't my best friend in terms, you don't get to know shit. I'm sorry. But that's how I feel. I'm tired of letting people in just to have no friendship at the end. Now, as for what's going on in my book world, like I said, we just released a new book. Between me and my husband, we just released a new book, Love Story, Larry and Amber. That is out. That is available. In my version, Love Story, Amber and Larry, which is the reverse, but in my view, and he has his view. We did that for readers so that way they get an understanding of our relationship in our eyes. Now, for those that have been following me for Lesbian Cafe for well over 5 or 6 years now, the book is still solely in development. And that is because of the fact that I'm still grieving over my mother-in-law, which to be honest, I wish I got to know her more. But the more I know my husband, the more he talks about her, the more I wish I was her best friend. But I didn't end up being her best friend. Lesbian Cafe has become a little difficult to write. Because, Tobias, if you're watching this, you became the enemy in this one. And I don't like doing that to my own friends. But in hindsight, I had to have an enemy in this one. And me and Tobias have been through some hardships. And most people already know what the hardships are. And I will say this, yes, I used my best friend in a bad way. Me and Tobias are still best friends to this day. And I did use him badly. But I needed a villain within the same state of the woman that I still have a crush on and still have feelings for. And we're classmates. I mean, yeah, we're classmates. I don't know if we would have graduated the same year, but we knew of each other. Due to the fact we also had the same ex-boyfriend at one point. Yeah. But we weren't friends. We knew of each other. We heard of each other. That's the history. And now I'm writing a book about us in a fictional way because I couldn't let it go. I still can't let it go. Out of all the women I've been around and loved, or at least tried to love, I think it was more lust. I believe that my best friend, Amber, is the one I was truly meant to be with. Not Courtney, not Tobias, not the ones I did grow close to over the years. And I've had a lot of women. I will admit, I've had a lot of women I've lusted after. But I don't think I had much of a connection with them as much as I do with Amber. Now, am I sure about that? No, because we both love our husbands and our kids. That's why we're not doing anything about it. Because truthfully, there ain't nothing we could do about it. It's the same with me and Courtney. If she watches this, I want her to know. Yeah, I still love and miss her and care for her. But I still will choose Larry. I will always choose Larry. Because for once in my life, I chose a man that I wanted. Not what my mom wanted, not what my friends wanted, not what anybody tried to push on me. So that is a factor. Now, if you're wondering if I'm still going to publish Lesbian Cafe, I am. I am definitely. And I wish, this is not to offend anybody, I wish people would tell me that they want more of my series, because Gothic Princess and Angel series has finally reached its peak for some odd reason. Armand, I know you'll watch this later. This wasn't towards you, just so you are aware. My little buddy, I ain't worried about you. It wasn't you. Even though thanks to my son, bless his heart, for telling me that you loved it. I'm glad you did. And I'll probably work on volume 4 and get it out. Because if it's reaching its peak finally, that means I did reach an audience with my fantasy series. Because as I can tell, a lot of my other series aren't doing so well. I mean, Sacred Heart did finally pull out. People are finally reading it. But my books are still being released as new. And I know I'm going to have people hate them. Because of my writing style, my grammar, my spelling. Things that I don't take too seriously that others do. And I had a nitpick reader recently. Oh, did she wake me up more on that. Lady, you can nitpick all you want and don't have to read my books again, alright? I'm fine with that. I wish you would have read A Secret Love Affair because, well, everybody loved that one. Honestly, that one's my most popular, but A Coffee Shop Romance takes over. And you want to know why? Because not only is it towards my best friend Ashley, it is more towards those that are asexual and demisexual that don't know themselves. Yes, the friends are involved, the co-workers are involved, but that's because it makes the story more interesting. Just like Lesbian Cafe will have that same feeling, but with a better background, I believe. Better storytelling. Those that wanted the novel are getting it, by the way. I haven't been a novelist in 4 or 5 years, maybe longer. I don't write novels. I prefer short stories, but everybody seems to like my novels better. I've taken note of that. And I will have a gay romance out. Yeah. After Sweet Summers, once I get that novel written, I'll probably be working towards my gay romance. Because Sweet Summers will probably will be released from True Colors Anthology no later than November, I believe. if I calculated that right. November or December. We are also looking forward to more books from Ashley. I'm cranking out her books now. I'm getting through The Web of Lies. And if you've been following my Goodreads, you know I've been reading a ton of her books this year. A ton of them. I've been whipping through them. Now, Web of Lies, I ain't gonna lie. If you haven't picked it up, fair warning, it is very, 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 very long. The second book's the longest. I'm getting through it. Slowly getting through it, but it's the longest. Book 3 shouldn't be too bad, I don't think. But if you want to read a big book series by Ashley, that's one of them. Web of Lies is actually one that people can dive into if you want something very long to read. And Strange and Unusual is a very long book. And I mean, it is thick. If I was upstairs, I'd show you how thick it was, but I'm not upstairs. It's too noisy in the house to record, and my computer's doing a reset. That's why I'm outside and recording this way. Now, if you're wondering how my reading is, I'm nearly the end of my year for my reading goal. Even though we're only in September, going into October, which will lead to Haunted Hollows with Ashes as an author event that we'll be doing. And Cassandra Jones is doing her author event, I need to sign up for that. When my computer reboots, I need to sign up for that. Because I need the readership. I need new readers. Now, I don't have any Halloween-related books. I haven't really tried. I need to. I need some September, October spooky books. But I don't know how to write them. I really don't. I'll be honest. I've thought about doing pumpkin spice flavored stories. Because, well, I love pumpkin spice. I love pumpkins. And, yeah. I'm a fall girl. I love fall. Even though I was raised in the South. I kind of am still. I'm in the middle of the state here, so middle of West Virginia. If you've looked on a map of where I'm located, yes, I'm in the middle of West Virginia, like I was in the middle of Florida when I was raised. I also was born in the middle of Florida, for those that are wondering. Yeah. So yeah, my book reading has gone well. My books have gone very, very well. I've read a lot of children's books. I've read a lot of who was, who where, who there, or what there. I forget. It's the who was series and locations and all that. And I've dug deep into newer books. I've dug deep into a bigger world. I've even picked up Dan May, which is what my son loves to read. My son loves the material. It's boy love, but the current series is a lot of graphic. Yeah, it'll make you sick on some parts. Just a fair warning. I'm only on book 3 of that one, and it's getting to me. Now, I'm reading Dream Harbor series. I only got the first few books. I only got 1 through 5. I need, if I have the funds, or if my husband lets me borrow his money until I can get my own income, I'll get books 5 and 6. Because I really want them. I really do. I'm really into adult content as much as I am the young adults. I love my young adult books. I love Cinder. I love Vampire Academy. In case you're wondering where Cinder is from, it's from the Lunar Chronicles. It's one of my favorite book series. I have it on Kindle so I can read it later. I loved Nevermore. I forget the author who did that series. It's 3 books, but I loved it. Chasing Red and Always Red by Isabel Ronan. Oh my god, that Wattpad author is amazing. I love her. Now, Nikki Pierce's books, I never finished them. I never got to. She has this whole college series romance, which is why I started my own with When They Kissed. Or wait, no, it was A Secret Love Affair. My bad. It was A Secret Love Affair. It was the whole reason I wanted to start a book series, but I couldn't get myself to. I may try again later. I may. I don't know yet. But, Nikki Pierce on Wattpad, if you do go find her, she is on my following list because I was reading her from where she started. Just Press Send is my favorite. I read it once before. I read it all. But then I got to book 2 and stopped. I wish I didn't. I wish, Nikki, if you see this, please publish them. I beg of you. I beg of you. Isabel Ronan, I wish you published the rest of yours. For your, I mean, I know you got your Red series out. You finished that one. But I want the In Love series that you started. I forget the characters, but I really wish you would finish them so I'd have the paperbacks and the Kindle versions. But I know not every person will go with the indie route. I know this. I love being an indie author. I've been offered traditional publishing now for a while. Can you believe that? I've been offered traditional publishing now since the release of When They Kissed. But due to being on Social Security, I couldn't do that. And also, personal reasons with baby daddy. I couldn't do it. Now, you're probably wondering why. He wants my income. He wants the greed that I don't make. I really don't make it. As an indie author, I make the least amount of income as possible. Now, this month I've done real good. For the reads that I've gotten, it has helped. With almost 1,000 reads, I've reached a good chunk of income and 2 books bought this month. 2 books. That's impressive. Now, not many are buying the Kindles. That's fine. My books are 99 cents. Plus, they're on Kindle Unlimited. You got a deal either way. Now, I did do a free giveaway for all my books. All 28 of them before I released Love Story Larry and Amber that Larry wrote. I did do that. Do I regret it? No, I don't. And I probably won't do it again for a while. Just fair warning. Because after this go around, I realized there are readers that are really, really nitpick. As I mentioned earlier, that one lady really nitpicked me. And it was only for 3 books. 3 of my somewhat older books. They're not that old, but they're old enough. Well, okay, one was. A Girl's Heart to Poetry is my oldest. Because I released that way back in 2017 and then re-released in 2020, I think. Or no. I released that in 2020, I believe. I believe I did. Or I released it after I got all my books out from Honora Rose. I can't remember. But either way, I don't get readers. I never will. I'll never understand. I'm a nice reader. I don't DNF a lot of books. I don't badmouth authors either because of their grammar or spelling. I don't do that. The only way I'd not like a book is if it don't catch my interest right away. But then I'll go back and reread it. Which I have several books in my mind to go back and reread. Especially the Titanic books that I do love. I love Titanic. If you want to get me books, 9/11 and Titanic are my biggest. I need Pearl Harbor books though. I really do. That's one of my favorite history too. Yeah, now you know my history love. I'm a history buff. My kid can tell you that directly. My kiddo will tell you. My mom loves history. She'll dig up history anytime. But I love romance. I love romance books. Ash's book Libra was really spicy if you want to pick something spicy up. That chapter in that book, oh my God. Let's just say Larry got in trouble. That's all I'm saying. Larry got in trouble. Because he knows my weaknesses. That man knows my weaknesses. But yeah. As for what's coming up, I already told you. Lesbian Cafe. We have a gay romance coming up. It will be for teenagers. Because my teenage audience seems to enjoy it. So we'll be keeping that route. I may have to write it female way before I can write it in a gay way. Because of the fact that I don't have a male aspect in my mind. I never have. And I'll be honest on that. That's why I don't write straight romances. Nope. You won't. If I do write a straight romance, it'll be on my current relationship. The current love of my life. Otherwise, you won't catch me. I'm too much into women to do that. My best friend Lotus on her server, if she's drawing something with women, she automatically tags me. Because she knows it's my weakness and knows that I'll flip. Yeah, there you go. You know, you learn something more about me on that too. No, I'm not afraid to expose myself. I won't ever be afraid to. You want to know more about me? Just talk to me. I'll give you every ounce of information you could figure out. It's a matter of what you want to know. It could be from how I grew up. What my dating life was like. Which not many will want to know. Because truth be told, it wasn't easy. But otherwise, this video may not be as long as I thought it'd be being outside, but I had to take a chance on changing from my room. Because, as we all know, I love my room. I love it very much. It's my privacy. It's where I write. I write in my room. I do interviews in my room. I do my author promotions in my room. I show off my books in my room. It's my privacy. It's my hiding spot. It's where I keep my treasures, which are my books, my dolls. My special dolls especially. Where I share my space with the love of my life. And he's the love of my life. No one can take that from me. No one will take that from me. So any family members on his side don't like it, well, that's just it. You're just dealing with it. But life right now has been hard. Truth be known, I worked at McDonald's for one day. Just one day. What hurt was the fact that nobody knew of my disabilities or even asked about them. I was on my feet for 8 hours. I stayed positive. I made myself work that full 8 a.m. to 4 o'clock. Then to walk up to my husband to where he was for his appointment. And my feet hurt because of the arthritis in my feet. It wasn't my work shoes. For heaven's sakes, it wasn't my work shoes. It was the psoriasis in my feet. I got it real bad. I got psoriasis so bad that I can barely walk most days. I depend on arthritis medicine. I depend on Painquil to make me sleep. Is it sleep med? No, it's not. It's not. Z-Quil's the better version, but I can't take it. It causes heart problems. Painquil has been the better for me, even though it hurts going down. And I mean it hurts. Taking pain pills hurts. I've always believed I'll live to be at least until my mid-70s. I still believe that. I'm only heading into my 40s. My husband just turned 40. Yeah. Hard to believe, ain't it? My parents are in their 60s. My older brother's in his 40s. My sister is in her mid-30s. She's fixing to hit to her late 30s. And my younger brother. Oh, Matt. How we love you. We love you so much. He's in his early 30s. Just like my brother-in-law. Hard to believe. Wait, no. My brother-in-law is actually the same age as my sister, so... He's in his, like, going into his... Or he is going into his late 30s. My bad. Yeah. Yeah, that's how I gotta keep track of everybody. Now you know. But yeah. I had to quit a job. Years of not working has ended up causing me a lot of trouble. Years of not being on my feet. Years of being stuck home. Want to know why? My own disabilities. My own disabilities are the reason why I can't do anything. And now I have to fight for it back. Not unless by some miracle I get to work with my husband at his job. That's the only job I'll take. Because God forbid I go work anywhere else. God forbid. If my disabilities aren't respected because of the fact that my body hurts. My body aches. In ways that a lot of people don't understand. Now, I wish I would have stayed with McDonald's because I need the money. I need to take care of my teenager because my husband's money don't last, and neither does my dad's. We struggle. My money was at least help keeping us afloat. And now with me only focusing on my author career, it's a struggle. Real life has become a struggle. And baby daddy ain't helping pay towards my kid at all. Not at all. I don't know when and if I'll see the money again for my kid. To keep a roof over her head, keep food in her mouth because she's, well, I should say, he is a picky eater. Sorry. He is a very, very picky eater. Now, he's eating a little more different foods every now and then, spur of the moment. But otherwise, it's picky. It's worse than me with my psoriasis. I ain't gonna lie. And my psoriasis have been causing me trouble lately. And I think it's because of stress. I think I'm too stressed out again. Why? Because I don't have money. I don't have a way to raise my kid right now. But I ain't giving my kid up. No. That's my whole world right there. That baby means everything to me. If you know me, you know that. I do anything to take care of my kid, even if it's just me and my husband doing so. Or with the help of my best friend in New Jersey. If it weren't for him, either including my parents, I don't know where I'd be. I can't live on my own. I don't have much of a home life. I take care of my parents. If you want to know the truth, that's what I do most of the time. I take care of mom and dad. I take care of them because they need me. My siblings aren't around. Do I wish they were? Yeah. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Me and my siblings don't see eye to eye. We never have. As I'm known, I'm the dumb blonde. That's what pissed me off about my older brother. Truth be known, that's why I don't talk to him. He called me a dumb blonde. He literally called me a dumb blonde when I'm smarter than he is on a lot of shit. Sorry for cursing, but it's the truth. I'm smarter than he is. I at least wasn't wasting my life away being lazy. I figured out my way in life. Even through all the hardships, I figured out. I figured out how to grow up. Even with disabilities. That limited me. Even when my disabilities could have killed me. my heart condition can still kill me. Would anybody notice? Would my siblings notice? I don't know. My parents would. Because they already lost a child when I was younger. Well, actually, before I was born. My parents already lost a kid. And truth be known, me and my husband lost a baby. I don't talk about it. I should, but I don't. That's one hardship that we both had just let go. All I ask is I don't want sympathy for it. I wasn't meant to have any more kids after Shah. Sorry if I pronounced the name wrong, but I wasn't meant to have any more babies. And it kills me. It still hurts to know that. And I'm not the only woman that deals with it. Just so you're aware, I'm not the only woman. And don't act like there aren't phantom pregnancies out there. I'm pretty sure that a lot of women experience that, especially when they're in their 30s, early 30s, at most. I would know. I think I experienced it. I think I experienced a miscarriage. One of the hardships I've never discussed. But that wasn't what this video was about. It was about for you to all understand that I'm still here. I'm still around. I'm still kicking. I'm making books. I'm trying to make a living for me and my kid. Even if I can't go out and work. I'm trying to do what's best. I'm trying to do what's best for me and my kid. Try to be out there for everybody. And once and for all, just know that I do have a heart for people. I do have a heart for everyone that sacrifices their lives, that understands everything around them. Now, did it take me a long time to understand grief? Yeah, it has. Because one of my issues was I held it against one of my best friends. Truth be known, that's why I cut it off. I couldn't take the longing of grief. Because I don't know what it's like to lose someone so close, someone so deep. I've never had really close people in my life. I don't know what that's like, to be fair. So yeah, I did take it out on my best friend for that. And I didn't mean to. But I didn't understand. I don't understand long grief. I don't understand the long terms of it. I don't understand even the short terms of it. Because my life was taught that, yeah, you can grieve. But life goes on. Life still goes on. My husband experienced long grief, and I didn't even understand it. Because I never had to. I still don't understand, truth be known. But when you truly love somebody, you'll get to see it in their point of view. And I do apologize to my best friend for the way I acted on that. I shouldn't have. But it may have been jealousy because I never had the opportunity to be close. I always got pushed away. Truth be known, I'm still pushed away. A good chunk of the time. Except for with a few people. Should I be grateful I have a few people in my life? Yeah, I should. But I still miss having close bonds. Having people I can see. Having people to be around. But nobody wants me around. Not really. I mean, I have a lot of author friends. I do hang out. Okay, not a lot of author friends, but I have author friends. I've gotten close to a few West Virginia authors that I do know. Cassandra and Jason. I mean, me and Jason don't talk often, but we do bond a little. Cassandra is one of my somewhat close author friends here in West Virginia. Nicole, I'm getting to know a little better. She came back from her long break. I was posing what happened. I don't know. She just appeared all of a sudden. Ashley, Kelly, Angelina, Liliana. I have friends out of the States too. Out of West Virginia, I should say. River, oh God, I miss her. I haven't seen her in a while. Her book, by the way, if you haven't picked it up, it's one I read back in 2022, 2023, I think it was. Ziva Bale and the Cosmic Connection. Please pick that one up. Please, please. And Glowing Kiss by Angelina Kerner. Yeah. Those two are really good authors. Liliana, I still need to pick up more of her books. I'm sorry, Liliana, that I haven't read your recent. I need to. I do have the paperback, but I need to read it. Even though I don't read signed copies, I need to read that one. Yeah, that's a pet peeve of mine. That's why I read on Kindle. Yeah. That's why I read on Kindle through my phone, because my pet peeve is I don't read as much paperback anymore. They're more supposed to be my collectibles. Because I treasure books. I'm still trying to recover the ones I lost a long time ago. Due to my mom saying I had too many books. Readers, now tell me, is there such thing? Because I don't believe it. My brother, when I went to clean out his room, because of him going away for a long time, which is coming up. But yeah, anyways, went to clean his room. He had books in dressers, under his bed, in the closet, this, that place. Oh my God, me and my husband, we went through that room and found more books even after he's been gone for so long. It's interesting. But now we have kind of like a library downstairs of books. I mean, a lot of them's just my brother Matt's. I mean, he has a ton of books. By the time he gets home, he'll probably have more. He hasn't sent books home in a while, but the books we do have, oh my Lord. He loves political science, I will tell you that much. And he's got his own books he's writing. That's going to take years. That's going to add stress to me, just so you all know. His Kathina series, that's what it's called. It's Kathina. He's been writing his own lesbian version with dynamics of worlds, and it's beyond. I've lost track of what it's exactly about, but it's huge. It's going to be a huge fantasy series. I think he's already written off the first series and is writing a spinoff. That's how much he's invested in the years since he's been gone. But I appreciate him actually taking that in with his mental health, because it does help him. He needed it. He needed it more than anything, because I can admit, as an author, it helps. It helps to write. It helps to write those emotions that have been bottled up for years. Now, I wish I had people I could talk to about what goes on in my head. But I don't. I keep to myself. And I'll be the honest truth. I keep to myself. Now, since my computer's on a reboot, I'm going to go upstairs and get writing on Lesbian Cafe, because I got readers antsy for it. Archive of my own readers. You guys have really dug into all my books. I'm impressed. Besides my memoirs, they were just posted. I'm not worried about them. The cookbook is doing okay. I know not many will pick that up right now. But I will say this. once I'm upstairs, Lesbian Cafe is on the move. And I will eventually handle Social Security. For those wondering, I'm still trying to get the nerve to. The last time this happened, my dad had to do it all for me. He had to help me. I'm still not in the right frame of mind to be able to handle that kind of stuff, but I have to. I still feel like I'm that teenager that's lost. If you're all wondering. Yeah, that's how it feels. Anyways, sorry for the long rambles, sorry for the long talks and everything. But if you want to, you can find me on Amazon as author. Well, you don't need the author part, just look up Amber M. Kestner. You can follow for new book releases, because I know that's how a lot of my younger readers are getting my books, or I announce it. I have a habit of announcing it all the time. I can't help it. Especially when I'm working on book projects. I love announcing what I'm working on. It gets everybody ramped up and ready to see me in the spotlight. You can follow me on Goodreads as Amber M. Kestner or Amber Kestner. Either way, they'll pop up. Most look me up as Amber Kestner. Not a bad thing, even though I put my middle initial, Amber M. You can still find me. If you can't find me, contact me. I'll leave links below when my computer is updated, because I can't do it on my phone. I don't know how to, and I don't want to try that process. So even though this will be uploaded prior, when it's fully updated, I will give you all links to my Linktree, my Goodreads, and my Amazon, so you all can find me. And be sure, I will also add down below my husband's YouTube, because I have a feeling after we're done grieving and getting through everything, 2026 is about to get really interesting. And to my wonderful husband, just know I love you. And you will get through this. I'm here for you always. I love you with all my heart. And to my fan base, my kids, my babies, all you babies around the world, I love you all. I forever will love you guys. You guys are a big group and a big support for one another. And I'm glad Shaw has you all. Shaw is glad to have you all too. Just so you all feel loved. And to my new readers, to my new fan base that's subscribing to me on here, and yes, feel free to. I'm not going to enforce it. I don't enforce that. I don't want to enforce any followings or anything. That you all have a wonderful end of the year. I'll probably start author promotions again probably in the new year. You probably won't see me again until January, give or take. January or February. Not unless I'm too busy with books, which is why you need to follow me down below when I get it set up. Alrighty? Well, school's fixing to be let out here, and I need to get back upstairs, so I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.